Okay, let's be honest. You still don't know something, okay? Your competition is eating you up. You're not making money. You're making maybe 5K, 2K, 3K, 4K. Well, I have clients that pay me 7.5K without forcing them in a 5-hour sales call. So what I'm about to explain is mainly made for service-based businesses. So if that's not your case, stop pushing right now. I want to keep a certain quality of people instead of here. So I'm gonna break down what is it, why it works, and why now. This is the entire system that I'm leveraging for myself, for my clients, to make them a shit ton of money really, really easily. This is something that can be mainly used in the B2B side of things, but even though you're a coach in the B2C, you have a B2C offer, there's no problem. You still can apply these principles. So what is a quality-based brand? There are four main pillars when it comes down to quality-based brand. Niche authority brand that emphasizes authority through niche excellence. Premium luxury brand focuses on deep excellent value creation. 3. Non-mass market brand, which means that you're prioritizing strict accessibility for high quality appeal. 4. Exclusive club, you're offering depth with limited accessibility. The three main components when it comes down to these brands are visual content excellence, intellectual content authority, voice and conviction. The first pillar, the strategic use of color psychology, design principle, and visual are key to create immediate brand recognition and emotional resonance. This extends beyond the mere aesthetics to encompass a comprehensive visual language that communicates brand values before even a single word is read. Wait, let me put it not disturb. Okay. The development and dissemination of thought leadership that demonstrates deep expertise, original thinking, and substantial value. This pillar transforms information from commodity to craft, elevating content from more data to data transfer to transformative knowledge experiences. So, guys, let me break this down for you, okay? When it comes down to visual content excellence, I want to make an example. People like Daniel Dallin, for example. Daniel Dallin has been known for his style when it comes down to creating content, the POV content style that then became a trend because right now it's a trend. Like, who the fuck didn't start documenting a whole journey without seeing Daniel Dallin? I think like 90% that are currently documenting their journey started because of Daniel Dallin because he was probably the first one or the most recognizable one that started with these kind of things. The colors. If I tell you Daniel Dallin, you're probably gonna remember the orange pick, the fact that he has some characteristical traits, which could be, for example, leadership, which could be the fact that he's true with his content, because he's actually documenting it all. Like, he's showing you like the fact that he's working. He's showing you the fact that he bought a Rolex for one of his friends. He's showing you his trips. He's showing you his girlfriend. He's literally documenting the entire process, which then became a trend. Why? Because it's something that people can resonate with, that people can relate to, and he kind of built that status, okay? Because once you have the status, you have everything that you want. Once you have influence over people, you can sell whatever the fuck you want. If Daniel Dallin will launch a program on personal branding, on e-commerce, on how to start a business, on whatever he wants, it would probably make 7 figures with a single launch. For the simple reason that he has influence over a lot of people, and that a lot of people trust it just because of his content, just because of the way that he's been able to show his personality. And once you're able to get out your personality and on more of like a human level, people can actually resonate with you more. When it comes down to B2B, it's not about showing your personality, even though it plays an interesting part. It's more so of building an habit of consumption. Let me break it down for you. For example, next setting, if I see a mirror board or a thumbnail with a mirror board, I'm gonna think of an exciting for the simple reason that maybe it's not been the first to do it, but it's the most recognizable one. It's the first guy that did it in a certain way. That's why people remember him, because he kind of built that pattern, okay, for people to remember him as the guy that has these thumbnails, for the guy that does mirror boards, for the guy that has the kind of IG post with like the camera, the angle switch like this. Like, that's the kind of things, okay, that you want to remember for. You're just going to build things with conviction, because once you build things with intention and conviction is the moment that you have predictability. That's how you build predictability, by having conviction in what you're doing. That's the key. Intellectual content authority, this is the same exact thing. Depending on the market that you're in, depending on the niche that you're in, you're gonna be sophisticated. The market is inevitably gonna be more sophisticated every single month, every single minute probably, because the level of sophistication in the market is always going up and up and up and up, and especially in the B2B. And since the attention is not a lot, I mean, like, the market is big, there are quite a lot of money to be made, but the thing is that attention is already distributed, which means that people already know who to trust or not to trust. So if you come in the market and be like, okay, yeah, I can do X, Y, Z like everybody else, you start spamming cold DMs, you're never gonna make money out of it. Okay, you could probably make like 10K a month, then the next month you're gonna be at 2K, but you will never be able to scale properly like you should. Because why? Because the attention has already been distributed. It's not like maybe like 5 years ago, okay, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Like before, it was a completely different thing. Okay, you could come in the market, spend like $1,000 on ads, and make 20K like instantly, whatever you would sell. And if you were adding maybe some cold DMs, you probably made like 40, 50K a month easily, like really easily, even with a shitty offer. Right now, the level of sophistication is crazy. The trust is at an all-time low. Trust is at an all-time low, but it doesn't mean that trust is not there and people don't want to spend money. People like to be sold, but they don't like. Yeah, people like to buy, but they don't like to be sold on something. That is the thing. So if you're pushy within your marketing, within your sales, you fucked up literally everything. So my personal advice is build a quality-based brand, a brand that is based on quality, on longevity, on conviction, on intellectual content authority, on visual content excellence, this type of things. And just make it, bro. Just start doing something. Because once you can build a brand with intention and conviction, which are the two main components when it comes down to leveraging these assets, is the moment that you can make the most amount of money that you will ever make in your entire life. So let's get to the third point, voicing conviction. The cultivation of a distinctive brand voice rooted in unwavering belief in one's mission and message. This authenticity, this can relate to Daniel Dillon, by the way. This authenticity creates the emotional bridge between brand and audience, fostering a loyalty that transcends transactional relationships. Guys, voicing conviction. Like if you hear somebody speaking in a way that is not like that convinced, maybe the tone of voice is low, maybe the words like they don't make sense, maybe the topic that he's talking about is not that interesting, you're never gonna listen to him. The moment that you can speak about something in a way that somebody can understand, okay, like this guy knows his shit, he knows what he's talking about, he's fluent when he's speaking, like he has the conviction. Like you can feel when somebody's convicted about what they're saying and when somebody's not. You can actually feel it. That's why, for example, I close these kind of deals because I don't sell these things. Okay, I am just convinced that it works, and if I can pass this kind of conviction to somebody else, so if I can make somebody feel convinced that this thing actually works, they're gonna buy it effortlessly. I don't even need to sell the product because I sell myself, which it sounds weird. But I sell like the way that I'm speaking to you. I sell the outcome. I sell the product. I sell the entire journey that it takes for you to get from, I don't know, 10 to 30K a month, depending on where you're selling, of course. Okay? That is the thing. So let's check the market state. Okay, this is how the market looks like right now. Like, to be honest, like guys, let's be honest. Everybody's selling like, buy from me, I'm the best, I have these, I have that, I have the best clients results in the market, I have this, that, when nobody actually has it. There's probably one guy that has some crazy results, but you know, everybody's saying that is the best, but this is the attention, okay? These are all the leads in the market, and they just don't fucking know who to go to. They just don't fucking know. But the guys that are able to position them in a completely way, those that are able to stand out, those are the people that make the most amount of money. Because the thing that I'm noticing is that there's like no middle class anymore, okay? There is who makes zero and who makes quite a lot of money. Then there's who make like probably 10, 20K a month, but nothing more than that, okay? Like it's rare that you find somebody that is at 50 and like it's stagnated at 50. There are two ways. It's probably gonna go back at 20 or it's probably gonna scale to 100. Like there is no middle class such a thing, okay? Because everybody like right now, when they get to 20, 30, 40, 50K, which is like the hardest part because like that's the moment where you actually have to scale hard. And to scale hard in that case is mainly a problem of clarity because like of course you never go to 100K, you don't know how to do it. Acquisition, double down on what works, and team and systems, I'd say. Those are the main gaps that you can notice at that range. So the state of the market is this currently, okay? By key measures, trust is at or near historic lows, especially in institutions. Social trust has declined over generations through not necessarily in a straight line everywhere. We live in a moment defined by widespread grievance, skepticism, and diminishing faith in traditional authorities. But across the globe, there's also a call for building trust by addressing inequality, improving transparency, and restoring optimism. Guys, this is like data from the world, like not from the info business side of things, not from the marketing space, not for like literally from the word. These data speak louder than words. So trust is at an all-time low. People trust people they like and who they think that can actually help them in any ways. The attention has already been distributed, and who owns is currently printing money as we speak, guys, for real. The trust is being consolidated due to the things to a high volume of competition. This is why you don't make money, your content hardly gets engagement, you have a low shop rate. Guys, this is the proof of it, and you're probably gonna relate to the things that I'm gonna tell that I told you. There's been a huge category of commoditization. Sorry, guys. You're trying to compete in a market where trust is already probably distributed. So, for example, guys, fitness coaches. Like, if you're a fitness coach, bro, I don't want to tell you nothing, but you're fucking dumb. You're offering the same exact transformation that everybody else is selling. So, why the fuck should they come to you and buy something from you where I could buy something else from anybody else? It doesn't make any sense to me. So, if you're a fitness coach, just try to get a different edge over the market. Because the moment that you can get a different edge over the market, where you can position yourself and your offer in a different way, that's the moment where you can make the most amount of money. Okay? So just be different, guys. Just fucking be different, because it's not that hard. But what would happen if you could be the leader of your own category? I mean, you wouldn't have to fight for the attention anymore, and 90% of your problems go away. So how? First of all, identify a micro segment of a specific market and capitalize on that attention. You gotta get and untap the vertical, which could be, for example, like, I'm a fitness coach, okay? But I'm not helping like people lose weight. I'm helping like men with professional career over the age of 30 getting good shape and stretch and shred fat, for example. You gotta have a unique mechanism. So what I just told you, following the blah 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 protocol, unique messaging, how you're presenting it, how you're communicating it, like how people can perceive your offer. So when it comes down to building a messaging, just first of all get a breakdown of your ICP. So who's your ICP? What they want, and like just break it down. I have like an entire Google document that breaks down the demographical things of the ICP and literally everything, from the emotional state to literally everything. So if you want it, just comment ICP here. No. It would be better if you could send a message on IG. Send me a message on IG, and I will send you the entire ICP sheet so that you can fill it and print a lot of money. So unique messaging, the way they're speaking, just reverse engineer the entire process. Get to your ICP, understand your ICP clearly. Understand how to come to these people, have a feedback loop some ways, which means that you acquire 3-4 clients, give them an onboarding form, give them some reports every single month, understand how they think, how they act, how they get results and everything. Build your messaging around the data that they gave you. Literally as easy as that. So how can you do it? You generate attention from ads, maybe, from organic, whatever you want, okay? You just gotta generate ads. You validate the product once you get the first clients. You get your acquisition dialed in, you structure your ads properly, because once you have more data, you can structure ads in a more efficient way, make more money, and always define the offer, always refining the offer, because that's how you can make a lot of money, having a good product. So, second point, you own the action, the traits, and the language. What does it mean? Once you own a specific action, a specific trait, a specific language, a specific thing, so something that is unique to you, and you can mix it up within your messaging, within the front end of marketing, that's the moment when you can build more trust, more familiarity, and a bit of consumption. Like an exciting, as I was saying before, the fact that he speaks with conviction, the fact that he has empathy, the fact that he has maybe his outfits. You could sell by his outfits, the curly hair, the positioning of the camera, the content the things that he speaks about, the content, whatever, the thumbnails. There are quite a lot of things that you can think about, okay? So just build your unique character, because at the end of the day, it's like if you're playing a game, okay? So once you can build your own character in a proper way with conviction and intention, that's the moment where you can make the most amount of money, because you know what you're doing. Pattern interruption, you gotta do something different, guys. That's why you're building, that's why you're building this kind of things. Trust and familiarity. Once somebody gets used to see something different, so something that can actually stand out, that's how you build trust and familiarity. Which sounds controversial, but it's actually the truth, because pattern interruption and things that are different, something that they're not used to see, that builds trust and familiarity within your brand. I was drinking some water, too much sauce that I'm spitting. By building this with intention, you define the standards in your own market. You become the go-to person thanks to the infinite knowledge and data that you can have in your own sub-niche. Okay? So, just to make it clear, what is a sub-niche? A niche could be like the three most important niche: health, wealth, relationships. Those are the three most important niches. Then there were the sub niches. The more you can go in depth, the more you can break it down, the better it is for you. 3, intellectual content authority. So the way that you're actually converting people, getting eyeballs, and of course converting them, as I was saying. Deep niche content, go in depth with the problems. Guys, the key to creating good content is just understanding problems of your audience, deep problems of your audience, talking specifically to those problems, to that audience, giving solutions, literally. Once you can give a solution, you build addiction, you build habit of consumption. People get used to consume your content to find solutions to their problems, which means that sooner or later, they're gonna pay you. So it's just a matter of getting the most eyeballs that you can get. How can you get the most eyeballs? Top of the funnel ads, literally. Top of the funnel ads mixed with organic content. It's finished, bro. It's over. You're gonna make money. Everything gotta be aligned with your values. Once you build your brand, as I was saying before, you gotta build it with conviction and intention. So get your values in the market. So if you stand out for something, mix it up with your messaging. You gotta be different. You gotta stand out in some kind of ways. Nobody do this. No, nobody, but not quite a lot of people do these things. So if you're able to do things that nobody else is ready to do, you're gonna make the most amount of money. So this is a little breakdown of the quality-based brand on how I would operate to make quite a lot of money and receive this kind of payment on a daily basis. So if you want my help in scaling your own offer, you're scaling your own coaching consulting business, just send me a DM on IG and we can have a proper conversation. So guys, thanks so much for your attention. I wish you an amazing day.